Now it's time for more flashbacks.
We are in a different period of time. We need quite a bit of, context and whatnot. Nice.
Your power was expertly balanced. Well done. You've both made great strides. But a real battle is unlike anything else. You can't just hope for the best. Come at me.
Hell yeah, this is exactly what I wanted.
You're about to see a name that you recognize here.
Don't hold back.
Huh? Okay, must be an ancestor, I guess. Okay, so I can't switch to Niall right now.
No. If you pay attention to her art, she's very clearly a ranged fighter, though. Although it really just looks like she's doing auto attack. She's not actually using any arts.
Eat this, old man. So you can get in closer at any time, sis. Not doing too badly, considering he's like 9 levels above us.
Yeah, he's taking it easy on you for sure.
Like if this was the first Xenoblade, I doubt we'd even be able to like hit him at all.
That was cool.
Tutorial battle. Tutorial beatdown.
Well?
Well, don't give me that. That was cruel, Grandad.
He's right. Countering the moment we unleash our powers just rude.
Well,
When
that's
your
just strategy.
concentration is lacking, the body and spirit drift apart. Only when you've mastered the power of Ouroboros will you find balance. Nay, you will become one with your very selves.
So this incredible power of yours, anyone ever actually been able to master it?
Nay.
Knew it. Even you fell short, Grandad.
Look, it's uncharted territory, okay?
My parents, however...
Have you guys heard of the best-selling video game Xenoblade Chronicles 3 for the Nintendo Switch?
The one on the
Ah,
photo.
there we
Our
go.
great-granddad and grandma, right? That'll have been a proper
The kid's
while ago.
name was
I bet that's
Gondor.
why. Everyone in the
Motherfucker.
city must think we're a
That's
bunch of
I was
clowns.
I was laughing because it's 7 letters.
Also, why?
We're stuck with these
Like, out of
wiggly
every
Ouroboros
character in
powers.
that game,
Everyone's
you'd name it
rocking those
after
sweet
whatever.
new amps. It really opens up the options for your blade.
If you recall correctly,
So, yeah,
our
nobody
Noah,
uses
the one we
Ouroboros
played
stuff
as,
anymore.
is notoriously bad at coming up with names. And that version of Mio asked that version of Noah to name the kid.
That's about
Later
it.
on, the Gondor that we meet
Yeah,
says
but
that
that's
she
the same
hates
as
the
fooling
name
us
Gondor.
clowns.
So it's just kind of a terrible name for
It is
everyone.
not.
Yeah.
The very reason the city exists is because those who gained the power of Ouroboros confronted Mobius long ago.
And it's because of them that lots of soldiers were freed from the system, banded together, and then founded the city.
Flash forward a few thousand years and make a movie about this called The
You must have
Matrix.
heard it dozens of times now. Hey?
Other kids got lullabies. Wish we could have traded places.
Hmm.
I haven't forgotten about how Mum and Dad died in the last battle against Mobius 15 years ago.
So if Noah and Mio are their
They gave us
great-grandparents,
this
and
time of peace to
Gondor
get to
here
enjoy.
is their granddad, who's their mum and dad?
And you must never forget.
Don't worry about it.
You hear me? The only
The
regret
game doesn't
is
care
the
about them.
moment that you give up.
Yeah. Huh? So much for our time of peace.
This is where you were. Are you fighting with your granddad again?
Yes, I punched the shit out of my grandson. It was awesome.
You said you played.
He stole my ice cream.
Ah, sorry, of course. I'll be with you in just a minute. Oh, yes, all right. I'm at your behest.
It's cute, so I'll allow it.
What song would you like?
Go a plane! Tomorrow with you!
Ah, you
All of
fucking.
I forgot about that bit, actually.
From the top, then.
Yay!
You can relax.
So, Gondor, being the child of Noah and Mio,
protect you,
obviously
I swear.
has, regular Hume, Xenoblade 1 Hume, or Homs, rather, and the Gormati genes. And Niall, as you could see there, is a Gormati. She's a cat girl. I wonder if that carried through that many generations, or if their parents are also a Homs and a Gormati.
Maybe.
Again, we don't know. It's just things to think about.
Just little things to put down, move back, consider, and then forget.
If the game's not going to give you an answer, you just kind of ponder it and then move about your life.
Mm-hmm.
Well, sir,
Matthew's fine.
He doesn't really seem like a sir kind of guy.
gone.
I was planning to
Huh?
kill you, but then I noticed
Who's
Glimmer
what
was
now?
gone, and I probably should have
That
told you
girl?
that to begin with.
The soldier from Agnes, Glimmer.
Seriously?
Oh, I really hope we get to the end of this section, because it's going to be
When did
an
it happen?
excellent cap-off for
It'll
your
have been
first
shortly
session.
before dawn.
Yeah.
If we can make
5
it there.
o'clock,
We'll
give or
see,
take.
Spa, we'll see.
Oh yeah, 5, huh?
Depends on
Hey,
how much time you
you could've
spend
said
exploring and doing random
You
things
would've
in the
stopped
world,
her.
which
Well,
is
no
kind of
shit.
its own reward, I suppose.
This is her personal matter.
Literally.
The game is
The most
a
impassioned speeches
bastion of
may fail to
temptation.
persuade.
Sounds like loser talk.
I believe you said something to that effect.
Did not.
Did too. Like yesterday? I guess words aren't getting through to them. Hey? You said it.
Why you always got to throw back things I say in my face, eh? It's really passive-aggressive.
How
Let's just
dare
get
you
going.
make a good point?
But where to?
After her, of course. Glimmer. If she meets with the colony, she's stuffed.
How stuffed exactly?
Well, she's
Might
not
find
connected
out
to a
soon enough.
flame clock, so they'll
But not if
almost
we can help.
certainly see her as an enemy right
We
away.
going or what?
Matthew, any clues as to where she might have gone?
Well, I was asleep at
Huh?
the time, so
How
no.
should I know? Let's just comb the area, yeah? Leave no stone unturned.
If we assume she's trying to return to her own troops, she'll likely have headed northwest. That whole area is Agnian territory. It's very probable that a colony would be stationed there.
Well, got another colony to free
There's little need
/wipe
to plan
out.
anything.
Well,
Did
I'm
you
glad
follow
A
that
knows
message?
this.
Wow. Hey, you are so clever. Truly, your intellect knows no bounds. So, we go northwest then. You two, come on. You'll be safer if you stick with us. Alright, yeah, I know that might sound rich coming from me. But would you please just take my word for it for now?
All right.
I'm kind of almost dead. Can you just leave me here, please?
Alright, here's your first big area to explore.
So,
And you get more points because you completed a section.
Luring enemies. Collectopedia 2.
Heavy-handed as always.
When you have that icon on the right side, it means you have things to submit, so you can get points out of them.
That's a big help.
I already like Nicol. He's got a speed.
He does not have an Ouroboros art yet, though,
Heavy-handed as always, Matthew.
so no fusion for him.
Sorry about that. I just couldn't think of any other way to put it.
I will tell you that this field is actually where, much later at the end of the game, one of the super bosses appears. And on that note, I will say that we're not going to be covering the future redeemed super bosses because they honestly kind of suck. They're all just gimmicks.
Okay.
They're not really fun fights, sadly.
One other update just about how we're dealing with things is the parts are going to be shorter overall, the videos. Mostly because I kind of burned myself out doing super long parts for the base game.
I guess.
Well, we did that because we wanted to finish things as soon as possible because how bad the hiatuses were as we were going through that. And we wanted to get done with it, especially before the marathon started, and also be able to move on to other stuff like this and the other games that we have planned, because we have a backlog of LPs for the two of us to do, and we'd like to get to those at some point.
Can we really win this?
Let's give them a licking they won't soon forget.
Now, be careful, because there is a unique monster right there on top of that hill. You should be able to fight all these things without aggroing it, but just, like, don't attack willy-nilly.
I'll attack Nilly. Will I? Haven't decided yet.
Wasn't even old bold of them to get up in my face. Whirlwind!
Thankfully, the unique monster doesn't give a shit about enemy initiative bars.
Mighty strike!
This, if you haven't figured it out already, is basically similar to how the Piranha's Hulks were. Just a group of enemies in a place that you have to take out. It's called an Incursion. I'm kind of surprised the game hasn't popped up a tutorial to describe them yet, but it's another thing you can do to get more affinity points. If you haven't noticed, everything gives you affinity points. That's kind of your reward, which is nice.
Mighty strike!
I'm quite comfortable with moving duties.
Very cool.
Don't come back here.
This was basically what I predicted.
Yep, still doesn't care.
Yep. If you manage to hit these guys before they do that howl, it'll keep them from drawing other enemies in, but I don't think you really have to care at this point, because you're fighting pretty well against them. Oh, right, and Nickel here has a launch heart, so now you have almost all pieces of your combos.
Nice.
Launch still has the same effect of reducing the defense of whatever you're hitting, so that's good.
Gigantic beat!
They thought this would slow us down.
I could have done that one-handed.
Come on, you jittery dogs, you.
It's me who won. That's a big help. Whirlwind!
Look at Nickel's HP compared to the other two. He's got twice as much. I mean, makes sense for a tank, but for a guy without a blade, that's pretty good.
There goes the enemy.
Nothing gets the job done like a bit of practice.
Whirlwind!
Nickel yelling launch is actually one of the voice clips that was in the one of the trailers, probably the second trailer as well. So we definitely knew that someone had combos.
Like, yo, someone's got hands. Can't tell who they are, but they got them.
Yeah, there was actually a bit of the game mechanics showed off in that one as well. That I mean, obviously the game is going to introduce you to them. Like I said, combos work a bit differently in this compared to the main game. There's two more normal enemies over there to take out to finish off the Incursion.
It would be unwise to turn our back.
Judging from what I looked at in the guide, there's usually, at least for the first couple, there's usually a unique monster next to these Incursions, so I guess he's like the boss that's leading this pack of enemies that's taken over the spot. Even though he's in this area, the unique monster is not part of the Incursion to take out, because you have one enemy left to kill, as far as having 9 out of 10, and there's only one guy left, so just by that metric, the unique isn't part of it.
That's a big help.
There goes the enemy.
Mighty strike!
They thought
Is that
this
all
would
of
slow
them?
us down.
Quick and painless, thankfully.
Right, before we give this bloke an attempt, let's see what we can do here. Reduces damage taken by allies in a fixed radius by 20. That's pretty good, actually.
That's basically the thing that Lance had, where he always had a circle around him that, you know, gave damage reduction. If you start from the side, everyone gets a armor veil buff.
Nice. So what else we've got here? Healing an ally boosts damage dealt by 10%. Yes.
I gained
The more she heals, the more damage she does, which, as a healer, doesn't mean that much.
I must be some kind of genius.
Okay.
We will know its name for certain.
Front and center.
We still have the initiative.
Huh? Can we do this? It's me you want.
I'm grateful. Real.
Advent Wolf Marduk. Alright.
Gotcha.
Mighty strike. Let's roll with the punches.
I'll follow you.
Speed! Oh, I'm gonna like Nicole.
I spent a lot of my points to buff Nicole early because I wanted to have a strong defender. I don't entirely recommend doing that. I think you'd probably be better off spending on maybe the other defender that we get, or maybe spreading them out better than I did. But, you know, like I said, you can do what you want. That little blue circle around Nicole is that field where the party gets damage reduction. So it's not a very big field.
I'm quite comfortable on here.
That's a big help.
Let's go, baby!
You all right there? Oh, very good. Oh, you got me. That's what I'm talking about. Revolt. Mighty strike.
I see it.
Hey, you might actually be able to get Vanishing In this time. Yeah, I've never actually seen that because I never played as A.
Always loved how the unique boss battle theme had a transition when they're like past the halfway mark.
Oh, okay. Can't say I ever noticed, but usually when I'm fighting uniques, I'm paying attention to fighting the uniques, so not paying attention too much to the music.
Grant my companion's power.
Oh, it's good to be back in this world.
Future Redeemed is just kind of a love letter to the entire Xenoblade franchise, and it's really great. I've been kind of going back and forth now that I completed FF16 on which one I think is my game of the year so far, and I think I gotta give it to Future Redeemed, just by a hair. I gave both of them a 9 out of 10 in my media thread, but I think 16 is just that little bit more questionable in some areas, not to like put you off because it's a great game and you'll enjoy it, as I've said many times.
Quick and painless, thank you.
Enemy data complete.
But I think Future Redeemed is just that tiny bit better to push it up.
Well, it's nice and snappy so far. It gets straight to the point.
Yeah, it's definitely condensing everything from the main game down into this tinier package, which really helps, because as much as I love the main game of Xenoblade 3, it's a bit of a beast.
Can't you? I find the behavior oddly familiar.
Hello, Nopon. Hey, isn't that a Nopon caravan? Yeah. Wonder what they're doing here.
Caravan-ing.
I guess. Hey there, friends. If you're not going up yourselves, mind at least letting us pass? Mimir, Jojo also want nothing more than to go upwards. But take a look. Elevator stopped at the very top stop. Jojo been pressing button until wing hurt, but machine still not dignified with response. Ugh, seriously? Great timing. Tell me, have you seen an Agnian soldier pass through here? Jojo did not, but Jojo also pretty much just arrive here. In which case, the elevator may have broken down just after Glimmer took it. Just what we needed. Well, it does look pretty ramshackle. Guess it was a matter of time. Excuse me. I'm the tech one. I can fix it. Could I take a look at the elevator? Oh, sure, knock yourself out. Right, as I suspected, it's blown a fuse, so the motor isn't working.
It's just as I thought. All we need to do is press the button again.
Ah, I see. Yeah, I literally thought that was the thing, like the knob-on couldn't reach it or something. I think I can make it run again. No fibses? Well, this lucky day of Jill. Well, you some kind of machine whiz kid?
Have you seen my backpack?
How long would you estimate the repairs will take you? The repairs will be pretty much instantaneous, but first I'll need to get my hands on the parts. Any ideas on that front? First, I think I'd like to go back and salvage some usable bits from one of the furnaces. Oh, is that the plural? Okay then. Oh, you mean those ones we wrecked earlier? The machinery's stopped, but they weren't in too bad a state. I think something there will serve.
Well, aside from the flame clocks.
True. I could also use a few warning lamps, but they're relatively easy to find, so we can go and look for that afterwards. Seems like we have our itinerary for the present moment. First on the agenda, check out the furnaces for usable widgets. Yep, that's an elevator.
Now, the guide says at this point, if you wanted to, you could go back and fight the bombastic Rotbart Jr., but I would probably recommend at least getting a couple more party members. You'll be definitely high enough level to do it by then.
Yeah.
So, up to you if you want to go try now or save it until later.
He's a ways back, so can't really be asked. This one is closer.
Yeah, so we're looking for one key item and a whole bunch of random collectibles to pick up. The warning lamps. There is a lot of this area that the game didn't direct you towards, because there's like a whole bunch of areas back off in that corner, basically straight ahead, and there's another cave over there. For how linear the game is, there's quite a bit to still explore and, search around and do. There's a few optional areas later on as well, which is nice.
I think that's the way to do it, really. Like, if you don't want to make a vast open world sort of game, just do that. Give the illusion of openness.
I would say Future Redeemed is closer to open world than the main game, because as open as Xenoblade 3 is, you still have the loading zones separating each main area, but the region for Future Redeemed is one seamless area with no loading zones to block anything off until, final dungeon kind of stuff.
Of course, yeah.
There's some ruins up there to the right. A little bit further to the left. Up on the rocks there.
Huh.
Those are Tantal ruins, aren't they? Kinda look like it.
Not really sure.
We could grab some.
Obviously, this returns from the main game, still using the ether cylinders for stuff.
Shit, if they're gonna fart it out of the ground, I'll take it.
And as you might expect, it's more things. Once you find all the ether channels in an area, you get points.
It's here.
I guess I did find enough of these things on my first go. I was going to say I remember having to reload to find more of these, but considering 7 have spawned here already.
Yeah.
Or maybe it is only 6, I'm not sure. And as you can see, there's obviously still elite monsters as well.
That's our target acquired.
Best head back for now.
Oh, sure, why not?
All right, give me your best shot.
I'm ready. Ready and go! It's me, what?
I'm feeling full of beans. Robo, I forgot.
That line, where Matthew says, I'm feeling full of beans, that line broke the internet when this came out.
I'm just feeling full of beans, so I am.
Well, it's because people that had never heard it before were like, wait, is this a Xenoblade slang? Is this an actual British slang? And some people were amazed to find out that it's actually just a proper British slang.
Do y'all just not research other countries?
No, of course not. What do you think our schooling system is? Good?
I don't think we're one to talk in this instance either.
The enemies always be jittering.
They always be jittering. Trying to create a new meme or something, so.
It's me you want. I'm feeling
Trying to escape, but Lord, I'll be jittering. Hell yeah, baby.
This one's a little more polished.
Anything to make your break faster is good.
Yeah. Energy boost.
Power charge. There's your power charge.
Nice, nice, nice.
And Matthew is now ridiculously powerful.
When blocking deals 100% of attack damage to enemy. Drawing aggro.
Yeah, that's not too much, but I mean, it's something.
I can't.
More HP. He now has 3 times as much as the rest of the party.
Alright, looking good.
You might notice that the lower sections are locked off. You actually need to find things in the world to unlock those, much the same way that you need to find things in the world to unlock extra accessory slots and gem slots.
Okay.
And I think art slots as well. Those are all things that you can find in the world, because even though you got a new Ouroboros art, you will still only have 1 slot for it. Over there on the left.
Which one of these should I change?
Oh, you can't change those because you got an Ouroboros art and those only go on the left.
Oh, I see.
So you gotta change detonating hit for energy boost. And if you click, hold down ZR, it'll actually show you what the fusion bonus is.
Power charge, crit rate, up, and break.
So that's not going to do any extra damage. The energy boost itself doesn't damage anything, but you do get the power charge and crit rate up, obviously.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Rory Alexander voicing Matthew. We got Rosie Day voicing A. That rhymes. And Joe Jameson voicing Nicole. Very good.
Don't know if you have any accessories to equip, but you might want to check that before you move on as well.
I see something that hasn't been punched yet.
Fair enough.
Locked on target.
Alright, give me your best shot.
Nairu Bunnet. Some of these enemies are the same ones that are like in the other regions from the base game, and some of them are obviously the same model, but just a different name because it's in a different region.
Right. That takes care of that.
That wasn't even a warm-up.
We've been found. Phenomenal.
You stole its food, Tom. Of course it's going to attack you.
Yeah, too fast for you. What can I say?
I want to be stronger.
I'm going in. You don't watch my back.
Sorry I had to come to this, but, you know, I have an enemypedia to work on.
It's me you want.
That's a big help.
This is exactly what I meant when I said that the stuff that you can do in this game has more meaning. Collectibles have more meaning than the base game, where you kind of didn't even pay attention to them.
Yeah, which is a real shame, really, but, you know, maybe I was just nostalgic for the days of searching for stuff in Xenoblade 1.
But there's actually a reason to go after stuff and reward for doing it as well, rather than just, you know, having what you need for certain quests or whatever. Speaking of, you could probably fill out a couple of those pages, judging by that icon.
Which icon is that?
Under the map, there's an icon of an acorn that you can see there. That means you have Collectopedia pages that can be filled.
Okay, so where does this go?
Community. Not community. My bad. Affinity goals? Yeah, it's under affinity goals. My bad. And then... Yep, the map, which shows all of the stuff here. This is an area that you cannot 100% on your first trip.
Interesting.
You can fill out a lot for the Vermilion Woods. Sadly, you can't do like multiple of these at once. You've got to do each collectible individually, which is a little annoying, I guess. You don't have a button to just say fill up all of these slots.
We're spoiled nowadays.
I saved it to the Collectopedia.
I mean, you're right. We can both be right at the same time.
I wish we had that, but it's not a big deal that we don't, kind of thing.
Collectopedia's coming along nicely.
And as you can see, that is an excellent way to get affinity points, because you're back up to 63 already.
Oh, doggy. Alright, Matthew, how much more broken can I make you?
So, in my run, I 100%ed everything except the Enemypedia,
Got a new skill.
because, again, the super bosses suck, so I didn't go after those. But I did complete every other part of the affinity goals. Obviously, not completing the enemies meant I didn't complete the map either, so that's part of that.
Learned a new art.
I gained a new skill.
So if you attack from the side, you now get, I think, Armor Veil if you attack with Nicole, and Decoy if you attack with A. Or maybe it matters, you get that no matter who attacks, but go ahead and check your accessories, or just do that, that's fine too. Nicole has the Ouroboros art slot open, but I don't think he has an art to fill it with. Check his arts menu.
Okay.
Correct, he does not have an Ouroboros art yet.
Sweet fuck all.
He did just get the power, like, 5 minutes ago.
He was just red-pilled. Right then, you want to do the honours? Yes, because I'm the only one who can. Does elevated look fixable then?
Actually, no, I just wanted you to find me lunch.
Just a moment, please. It shouldn't take too long. Field crafting lets you use materials in your possession to assemble useful structures that open up new routes or make exploration easier in other ways. Okay, this explains the ladder we found earlier.
Yes, which you could go back now and do. It, if I recall correctly, leads to a container.
Yeah, there we go. Interesting.
Yes, if you happen to find those ether masts, they will show you more of the stuff that's on the map. Your mini-map will show you where certain things are, like containers and stuff like that. So it's a lot easier to find things once you have that done.
Just a lot of quality of life stuff here.
Yeah, it's just a really nice advancement from the main game that makes sense because a lot of this stuff was taken out by things that happen in this DLC. They don't exist in the main game because they're only for this area. So it's nice that they're here, but it makes sense that they're not in the main game, I guess is a good way to put it.
Excellent, now can finally ascend. Just rises to heaven. Yeah, sure, I'm glad I could be of help. Please don't kill me.
I'm really glad that we saved you instead of killing you, or else we would have had to climb our way up.
Oh, yeah. And these Nopon only stack so high, you know what I'm saying?
What a thrill indeed.
That's awful kind of you, but I have to come back to you on that one. Then how about this? It's a gun. Nopon Caravan Evergreen Bestseller Product. Premium grade Happy Camper Gear Set. For travellers who are always on the go and often sleeping in wilds, this is #1 shortcut to comfort. Oh wow, looks nifty. I can definitely see us getting a lot of mileage out of this. Are you sure we can just take it? Jill is a little cog in a caravan machine. Would feel extremely uncomfy to leave such debt unpaid and just say bye-bye. Well, some Nopon would like that, but whatever, I'm not here to slander an entire race.
Well, she's Jill, not Shill.
I, for one, would never look a gift army with the math. Let's make the most of this. What are you laughing at over there, Sport?
Just Just the adapting of sayings like that into this world is always interesting.
Yeah, which is funny because aren't Amu like the cow substitute?
Yes, not entirely. Of course, there's a horse substitute, the Ponios.
Fucking Matthew. Wake up! Get your metaphors right. Yeah, true.
So the camping set does actually give us stuff. It's not just a, flavor thing. While resting, we now have the ability to cook food and make gems.
Booyah. The quest to get stuff is complete.
Gems work a little bit differently in this game. I think the max is actually rank 5.
Okay.
Shorter game. Makes sense.
This elevator's seen better days. I hope it doesn't break down midway.
No, Matthew, you cannot punch the food to cook it.
Hey,
Oh.
don't say things like that. You'll jinx it.
Are you ready for one of the prettiest areas?
I am.
Oh, it's nighttime, so it's, well, this might actually be better, because... Come on, pan to the next thing. Ooh, that's nice. That's actually the bonus area, I'm pretty sure, the high-level one.
Ooh.
There's a giant Saffronia tree, it's so gorgeous!
Lovely. Adventuring in Ionios. A great big world with strong monsters. Be sure to explore it thoroughly and hit all the affinity goals you can.
Thanks, tutorial, I will play the game.
Enemy strength in numbers.
Yes, this is a new thing where nests will spawn more enemies until you take them out. I think that's a Xenoblade 2 thing, actually.
You said
Sounds familiar.
Another priceless view.
And now we have a rest spot that we can go test out our new camping set that we just got.
Tiny Tim Tim.
Yeah.
You there, rude-looking friend with clownish demeanour. Who, me?
Why would you respond to that?
I think they're talking to you, Nicole. Better not break it. Doodly woodly. Were they on crack when writing this character? How very strange this technology. I've never seen such mechanism before. Really, they were pretty common in the city. Everyone and their grandma had one.
Yeah, everyone had one of these devices that is literally only meant to detect other people from the city while we're living in the city. Just in case we needed to find people, I guess.
Privacy laws aren't a thing, though. Tim Tim cannot... I'm always saying this. It took a curiosity of Tim Tim fiendishly, but if start tinkering would never stop. Job so fascinating, Tim Tim loses days of life. Tim Tim would work to point of collapse and friend could not use device at all in the meantime. Well look, if you're a professional, right, surely we can figure something out. Tim Tim know better than to cut own throat for reasons of ambition is mark of maturity.
Wow, that's a bit gruesome.
No arguing with a nop-on once they've made up their mind, I guess. Hey Matthew. Hey, how about we entrust this task to the boy? The boy. Oh damn, yeah, there's our answer. Remember, is weapon that friend carry on back work of own hands by any chance? Yeah? If friend have that kind of skill, then this job should be within easy grasp. Tim Tim will whip up some quick design materials, so just do according to that. If you say so, then I guess I can give it a go. Out of the spirit, then Tim Tim will get to jawing. Something for me to do between sessions.
Yes, there are 5 upgrades to the X-Reader. It took me quite a while to get all of them.
What say, friend? Does task seem in realms of possible? Yeah, once we get to someplace safe, I'll take a proper look. Once friend make tweak, even one would appreciate if... Oh, right, yeah, sorry. Grammar was not with me there. Tim Tim can do double check, see if all working correctly. We'll do that. Thanks for going through with this, Nicole. Again, grammar was not with me there. It's no problem. I'm happy if I can be of help to people. Tinkering with the X-Reader. You can upgrade the X-Reader at rest spots. It will require materials, but improved functions will come in useful for exploration and combat.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I never forget a face.
Yeah, there's actually quite a bit you can get out of that, and there's a particular bit of combat that the game doesn't tell you about until you get the
What
upgrade.
should we do? Let's make ourselves more presentable.
There we go. Can I upgrade it?
How shall I go about improving this?
Yes, you can get the treasure sensor. And sense analysis.
Oh, a new feature.
That will now ping for containers, and another thing, you can also do the other one, I'm pretty sure. I think you still had enough for sense analysis.
I'm pretty sure I didn't, Spar. You should really be looking at the screen.
I was looking at the screen, you had enough, but maybe it used up materials for the first one.
Chunky veggie soup. Game skewers, hell yeah.
So in addition to the bonuses, that tutorial you skipped past basically said that once you have a food buff, the more enemies you fight in a row, you'll be getting more XP off of those, even if you don't have an XP bonus on the food itself.
Finished.
Let's take it for a spin. Gem's ready.
I like it.
Okay, good for now.
That'll do for now, I suppose.
I do miss the kind of wacky shenanigans they get up to with the jam machine in the first game.
Okay, I'm good.
Just doing my due diligence.
Mm-hmm. You should be able to put that attack gem on Nicole as well.
Ah, of course. I keep forgetting that is a thing you can do. What up, Berber?
Don't forget to speak to Tim again, since you upgraded the thing once.
What's humans doing in such an unusual location?
His crown, though.
Yeah. What are you doing all the way out here? Inquisitive question deserves significant answer. Berber endeavoured to construct dungeon. Dungeon? Like a jail? Are you planning to hold prisoners or something? This is a different kind of dungeon. Its ultimate passion of all adventurer kind, provide thrill of explore which irresistible. Berber craft dungeon full of thrills and spills to make hearts of friends leap, would urge to take plunge. Sure. Sounds like you put a lot of effort into this dungeon thing, whatever its deal is. Appreciation. One small problem. Berber have so many candidates for site of dungeon, it calls for great brain strain. Good thing that friends seem so receptive to spontaneous task giving. What? Excuse me? Need friends to gather stone at locations nearby that Berber designate. Stone? What for? Geological survey. How anyone going to beat dungeon if it cave in on self without notice?
That's just a trap.
So I guess that would certainly count as spills, but without frills, it's not the same. Yes, and he'd probably die. Please, if friends perform tasks, Berber allow exclusive access ahead of official opening. Go on then. So we just grab a bunch of stones. That about size of it. Can furnish friends with picking implements for this very task. Please to use and bring Berber goods. Dungeon mapping. Navigation. Okay. Yo, what up, Tiny Tim?
I never forget a face.
I've tweaked the X-Reader. Could you take a look? Tiny Tim. Or should I say Tiny Tim? Been anticipating this day. Tim can find nothing to fault. Quality of work is close to how Tim would have done. Beautiful and tidy.
It's good, but I could have done better.
Yeah. Friend just keep doing it like this. Tim excited on friend behalf. Cheers for all your support. It's well drenched there. Wow. Much mouth today, much Tom? Ah, begoggled friend. That is your new subtitle, Nicole.
Don't go for unpaid internships, by the way.
No. That's a sucker's game. Come, not to be shy or spendthrift.
Man, I love browsing.
Sweet fuck all.
Don't actually have enough money to buy anything.
We sure don't. Oh, there's a lot of mobs around here.
So you could either advance forward or go do that quest you just picked up.
I think after we beat these guys, we'll advance forward.
Alright, fair enough. Always full of beans is Matthew.
I eat nothing but beans. Beans and rabbit game meat. I get the trots like you wouldn't believe.
I knew you were something else, eh?
No injuries to speak of.
The outcome was patently obvious.
So you pretty much have a choice when it comes to how you decide to play, what you decide to do in between sessions, because you could clear everything out in the areas that we've been through so far, but then you probably end up over-leveled, which I don't know how badly you want to be that strong, but it's definitely an option.
I took it to you. I appreciated that.
That is probably too many enemies.
Probably. Run!
I think also when you have a nest, you need to take out all of the things it's connected to before you can actually damage the nest properly.
Right.
There's also these totems, which are basically the same thing. They provide buffs and summon more enemies, which you also need to take out the things surrounding it. Actually, for the totems, you might be able to hit them normally. Nope, looks like it got a defense buff once it spawned things. There it is.
Mighty strike!
That's not gonna work. You move well. It's me. There goes the enemy.
I'm quite
There
comfortable.
goes the enemy.
That's a big help.
It's me you want.
I'm feeling full of beans.
There goes the enemy.
Crop thread.
It's me you want.
I'm grateful.
Gotcha.
I'm quite
One win.
Oh, cool. I can punch from up here.
There goes the enemy.
And there goes Nicole.
You're gonna pay for that!
I still have need of you.
All good. I can still fight. It's me you want.
I was good.
Well, shit.
Hey, I can't believe it.
This area's vicious.
Yeah, those bits with a lot of spawning enemies can be pretty rough.
Echoes of Grandel Citadel. Oof.